Judiciary Committee, House Oversight and Reform Committee, and Border Security Caucus co-chair, Congressman Andy Biggs, back with us. Congressman, good morning. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Good to be with you again.
So what was it like being back in the district? What are the biggest issues to voters where you live?
It was great being in the district. The top issues are, of course, gas prices at the pump, how much groceries cost, inflation. The border security in Arizona, you can imagine that that's a top issue. I think people are tired of what's happening in Washington, D.C. as well. But those are the really top issues. I was able to get down to the border and take members of Congress down to the border. So it was a great opportunity to be down in Arizona, in the best state in the country, in my opinion.
How big an issue is the border in a state like Arizona? You've got a shared border with Mexico that's almost 375 miles long, one of 4 states that make up our southern border. Over the weekend, Kamala Harris shocked me and a lot of other people by saying this. Take a listen.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix, given the deterioration that happened over the last 4 years.
So blaming the Trump administration for what will be the worst year in U.S. history at our southern border.
Yeah, it was shocking, but not shocking, right? I mean, it was shocking in the sense anybody would be such a knucklehead as to say that, and I hate to say that about our vice president, but that's the truth. Look, in the last year of the Trump administration, the Yuma sector had 9,000 for the entire year, 9,000 encounters. You know what it is under the Biden administration this year alone? 340,000. That's the number that we'll end up with in just a couple of weeks. I've been down there so many times, and Kamala Harris can't even get out of the airport with a margarita in her hand to go to the border. Biden won't go to the border. The leadership and Secretary Mayorkas, they don't understand. They're just lying, because Yuma's getting 1,000 people a day are being encountered, not to mention the thousands a day all across the southern border that come across and get away. We don't know where they're coming from. They're a danger. They're bringing in drugs like you can't believe. They're smuggling humans. It's inhumane what's happening. We've had more deaths on the border. I've been down there and wandered up and found 300 people there with one Border Patrol agent trying to keep them sitting down until they could be transported, which would take hours. And by the way, they all get admitted into this country. And I mean, the Border Patrol Chief Ortiz has just himself has said it's unprecedented that what this administration has done with Title 42, because now they're letting everybody in.
Is this the number one issue to voters in the state of Arizona?
It's basically in a dead heat with the inflation and gas prices, because
right.
We all recognize that's a huge problem as well.
Can you take me through Arizona politics a little bit? Carrie Lake running for governor down there, and then Mark Kelly, who's in a tight race to hold on to his seat in the United States Senate. He was asked yesterday, and you got to love local news, because this is not a tough question. This is a question that I would ask him if he came on with me. But take a listen to his response when he was asked if he would campaign with Joe Biden in Arizona.
And so if he came out here, held an event, you'd attend that event.
I would certainly consider it.
Consider is not.
I would look at it.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean,
I could be in Washington, voting on important legislation. I mean, that's very.
That's a possibility. But if you were free, you'd gladly go and.
It would depend on what the event was, where it was, and what's the goal. But if the president wanted to come out here and see Arizona, I'd welcome him to do that.
It's almost a parody of a politician's answer to such a simple question. What'd you make of that?
Well, about 2 months ago, he started running ads saying that it takes courage to stand up to the president and your own party. And the fact is, he's a 100% Joe Biden voter. He votes with Biden on everything. But now he's a border hawk. He's, he wants to bring down gas prices and get energy independent. All of that is just bogus. So I think it was a parody. I mean, it's almost like watching a Saturday Night Live skit or something like that. So I think he knows that Biden is on the ballot this November, and Biden is on the ballot in Arizona. Biden is incredibly unpopular.
Yeah, we'll wait for those inflation numbers. The updated numbers come out 1 hour from now, expected to be right around 8.1%. The Biden administration already doing, cartwheels about that, saying, the economy is in the middle of a big resurgence. 8.1% is still a 40-year high. So we'll wait for those 1 hour from now. Congressman Andy Biggs, good to see you. Good luck in November. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
All right, we've got a lot more coming up this morning right here on Wake Up America. By the way, don't forget to download the Newxmax app. Do what millions of people have done over the last several months. Best part